Number 5. Sperm whales. First up, we have one of the loudest eroded sounds in existence. This sound can actually kill you, and it belongs to the sperm whale. The life of sperm whales is a large mystery to us. These majestic creatures can reach over 60 feet in length. They spend most of their lives 6,000 feet in the depths of the ocean. But occasionally, like in viral videos shared online, daring swimmers and scientists have been able to swim next to these whales. Turns out, it's near suicide to be near sperm whales. And if you survive, you can sustain life-altering injuries, like burst eardrums or paralysis. In one instance in the video, we can see the man putting his hand up to keep the whale from swimming too close to him. That hand ended up paralyzed for over 4 hours. Sperm whales aren't actually screaming or howling. The powerful sounds they emit are clicks, squeaks, and buzzes. This is how they communicate, investigate what's around them, and navigate the depths of the ocean. To them, they're having a conversation. To us, these clicks can easily vibrate a human body to death. Let's put it like this. At about 150 decibels, a human eardrum will burst. At 180 to 200 decibels, you can die. Sperm whales can be as loud as 230 decibels. Luckily, they're underwater, which lessens the blow of their clicks, but they're still around 174 decibels, loud enough to rupture your eardrum. In fact, as the loudest mammals on Earth, sperm whales can communicate with each other hundreds of thousands of miles away. And bonus fact, blue whales fall second to the loudest animals, as their mating call can be 188 decibels loud. Number 4. Volcano eruption. A volcano erupting is one of the most terrifying sights you can ever see. Now, imagine how deafeningly loud an eruption is. The loudest volcanic eruption in history occurred in 1883 by the Krakatoa volcano. The sound of this eruption covered 1/13 of the globe and was so powerfully loud that it ruptured the eardrums of people an impossible 40 miles away. This catastrophe traveled around the world 4 times. Now, that wasn't caught on camera, but what we do have footage of, the loudest volcano eruption in modern history. This video was taken on August 29, 2014, by a couple on vacation in Papua New Guinea. The man filming, Phil McNamara, was casually filming from their spot on a boat, about 2 miles away from Mount Taverver. McNamara wanted to capture the start of the eruption. Imagine how loud something has to be that the noise isn't heard right away. After the initial eruption, which spat out massive clouds of ash and smoke 60,000 feet into the air, McNamara can be heard saying, "Watch out for the shock, it's coming." A whole tense 13 seconds later, the shock waves resulting from the loud eruption blew in. As you can see in the video, the shock wave spreads like a sphere, or like a balloon blowing up. Shock waves move faster than the speed of sound. If you're close enough, the pressure will slam into you like a brick wall, which can rupture your internal organs. Number 3. Icebergs. Before we get into icebergs, we'll discuss the loudest sounds ever heard that are theorized to be icebergs. The Julius sound is not only one of the loudest sounds recorded in history, but it's also one of the most mysterious and terrifying. It was caught on the 1st of March in 1999. The entire Eastern Equatorial Pacific Autonomous Array picked it up. To date, there's no proven guess as to what could possibly emit this astronomical and creepy noise. No known marine creatures sound like that, yet it sounds like a distress call. Other theories around the Julius sound credit an underwater iceberg breaking off. As we know, an iceberg breaking off in Antarctica is as loud as the noise produced by about 214 supertankers. See, icebergs are basically scraping along like a tuning fork. As they enter warm water, they begin to catastrophically melt. The catastrophe can be incredibly loud and as noisy as an earthquake, loud enough to resonate all the way up to the equator. Another instance of loud icebergs is the equally disturbing strange sound, known as the bloop. While it's comical to think of a deafening sound called the bloop, this noise was heard 31,219 kilometers across the Pacific Ocean. Number 2. Rock slides. Did you know the moon and the planet of Mars have rock slides? We don't have audio footage of that, but we do have one of the loudest modern rock slides. At number 2, we have the catastrophe of the 6,000 tons of rock falling off the side of the mountain in the Swiss town of Evelien, in the Swiss canton of Valais, on September 2nd in 2015. The loud noise was heard all across the valley, so about 80,000 cubic meters of rock, which is equivalent to the weight of 5 large houses, were dislodged. Rock slides like this are incredibly dangerous. They're caused when one or more blocks fall from a steep cliff due to gravitational pressure and erosional influences. Mighty rock slides or rock falls can also be caused by a powerful earthquake. Other causes can be high precipitation, extreme stresses, and temperature variations. We're lucky this particular catastrophe didn't have a large body of water underneath, as rock slides and rock flows can create terrifying tsunamis. This isn't the first time disastrous and loud rock slides have hit Switzerland. In 1881, an entire village called Elm was nearly wiped out by an insanely catastrophic rock slide. Number 1. Meteor. Imagine how loud a burning, screaming object falling from space has to be. A meteor falling is not just one massive explosion. It's continuously burning and traveling faster than the speed of sound. And this powerful sound can be louder than volcanic eruptions and mining blasts. Today we have at number 1 one of the craziest phenomenon to be captured on film. It's the Chelyabinsk meteor that weighed over 13,000 tons. That means it was heavier than the Eiffel Tower, 66 feet wide. It's also the largest known natural object to crash through the atmosphere since the Tunguska event in 1908. Amateur footage caught the loud crashing noise and brighter than the sun meteor as the fireball-like object streaked across the sky. A loud boom was heard minutes later. The sound traveled as far as 9,300 miles away in Antarctica. It's estimated that the meteor exploded with a force equivalent to roughly 500 kilotons, 25 times more powerful than the atom bomb dropped on Nagasaki in 1945. After circling the globe, the blast of the explosion was large enough to generate infrasound. Returns 53,000 miles away. Meteors can burn as hot as the sun. The loudest meteor crashing into Earth was recorded on June 30th, 1908. It's known as the Tunguska meteor, and it occurred near the Podkamennaya Tunguska River in what is now Krasnoyarsk Krai of Russia at 7:40 a.m. Humans are designed to hear sounds up to 86 decibels before you start experiencing hearing loss. 120 and 130 decibels and it starts to hurt. One of the loudest mammals, the sperm whale, which we just discussed, can emit sounds as loud as 230 decibels. This meteor was over 300 decibels. The consequent infrasonic shockwave was the loudest sound ever recorded by the global nuclear testing watchdog. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.